if we can touch production code more easily with stuff like Claude or Cursor, what is designers' role in trying to empower at scale? Instead of just doing one little pixel at a time, we should build the infrastructure that engineers use to create new features. Hi, I'm Wayne.
I'm Nick.
We're part of the Sierra design team.
A lot of it is just like instinct for the love of the craft, for the love of design, for the love of just, giving something like care and attention. We may like look at each other and just be like, oh, it could be fun to just take an hour out of our day and just jam on this old school style. Like more often than not, it's becoming like makes less logical sense to do, but I think it kind of like feeds a little bit of designer kind of love that it's just like fun to like do that.
So I think that itself is also like a really good opportunity to like flex a little bit of like our like creative energy, but with a 16 by 16 box that it doesn't go, bananas.
Creativity is being commoditized and all these things, and it's like, well, we can still have these opportunities where we feel like we get to flex it and just have fun. We'll still use these tools, but we're like supplementing kind of like these moments of joy in what otherwise could probably start to feel like a pretty like cold relationship to design and creativity of just like, well, I'll just describe it and it outputs it and I pick.
There's a tension to it. Is like we're trying to kind of bring something small or like personal or creative that it's not technically scalable, and then try to apply a sense of taste or a sense of style or rhythm to software. When everything is kind of tidy and neat, having a sense of like personality is worth the heartache or just like the sweating the pixels and the details.
You can use these tools. We can be ultra efficient. And hey, where are examples where you just were not that at all and really leaned into just like taking your time to just getting something like beautiful, really nice, and maybe no one cared or noticed, but you had some immense sense of pride in it. Like that's like I feel like pulls on both of our heartstrings a little. We're like, yeah, okay, you can use the tools when you need to, and you love this thing too.
I think the next generation will just be, you say you want to build a feature and the component and the rules are just built in. You no longer kind of have that like back and forth of like, hey, why don't you try this? Like the rules and the engagement of design system is weaved into the tool itself.
We're in the office most days of the week. Our desks, we sit shoulder to shoulder. Most people joke that we kind of do this like paired designing, or they're kind of comparing to like paired coding, jamming on like an idea. Another day might be completely in like meetings planning. Truth is like we're so small, we're more often than not just have more work. There's just too much work. And so it is funny how sometimes we will get those requests in to design something that is maybe doesn't fit. We don't have an icon for it, or we don't have a component for that.
It started with Brett asking for 2 sets of icons, one for Explorer and one for Agent Builder. Then I think there was one that we used for Sierra Assistant that I liked the face of it, and I was like, it looks like it's kind of modeled after like the minifig for Legos. And I was like, okay, maybe we can take the eyes and then just start kind of iterating on the ghost. But then it's like, well, like it kind of looks like a toad. Like, I don't know, like it's just like it doesn't have enough, like what makes a ghost like a ghosty ghost? And you were like, okay, that the movement feels good. Yeah, the motion feels good. And then then we were just like obsessing about like how many waves are there to like, to get it just feel right. There we go. Oh yeah, this is the final one. Yeah, that was a 2-hour loop. And just trying to like work quick, but like with care, and just like, it's like power design. And then this was the final set, which is like, Agent Builder, Explorer, and Ghost.
By nature, we have to be very agile, not too precious about any ideas we're kind of like working on. So just kind of like move and ideate very quickly and make decisions very quickly, sometimes even just between the two of us.
we kind of weave in and out of each other's projects. So a lot of times I'm like, hey, I'm working on this. What do you think? Like Nick would kind of have a hot take. As individuals, we can decide to like, oh, that's a really good idea. Let me rev on this. You really feel like you're designing as a team, and like the handoff feels really, really smooth.
I might, for a project, be deep in Figma components. He might be prototyping it out using Claude, Cursor. It's like very extremely fluid of who's doing what when.
Even like for like little things, we'll be like, hey, can you draw this icon with that looks like this real quick? We should want to show up like that across all the engineers that we work with. It's not effective to kind of bring real data in and kind of mock it up. It's actually quicker with our tools to just like mock it up in Cursor. And sometimes you're like, man, it looks sick in Figma. And you look at it in prototype, you're like, God. Then you gotta apologize to the engineer. Like, I'm sorry. Like I thought it looked sick. And that rev is like, before it was like a week maybe, and then it can really compress down to like cook, prototype, be wrong, go back, and then that can all happen in like before lunch.
Figma's more now for us at least to convey an idea, whether it's through a wireframe or like a single mock, not even going into every state, no need to go into like every which like version of it. It's just a general high level. Hey, does everyone feel good about it? Okay, cool. We're gonna prototype this out and then use the prototype. That's usually the artifact I feel more often that's getting passed around, getting feedback on that.
If we have to impact that, we can touch production code and the systems more easily with stuff like Claude or Cursor. What is designer's role in trying to empower at scale? Instead of just doing one little pixel at a time, we should really build the infrastructure that engineers use to create new features. This is the component library that it's an internal tool to kind of see all our different components. So you go to the data table and you can just see like it has tons of different capabilities where like you can kind of enable sorting here, different types of chips. You can pin the first column. So, if I size it down, you can kind of see it like this. The initial component was actually quite straightforward, but now like with different teams using it, we're like adding more and more stuff. Every feature has just a slightly different application of it, and I think that's okay. Like you don't have to kind of consolidate, make everybody feel the same. So we have the component as a baseline, and then we work with individual feature teams to say, oh yeah, you need this, like an icon only row. Sure, let's go ahead. I don't think people show up to work and be like, I need to build a bespoke data table myself today and maintain it. It's like, that is not, no one wants to do that. But like, even with AI, it's like, you vibe code like a giant list, it looks kind of junky, and then it's not kind of sorting things in the right place, or it doesn't look consistent. Then you gotta go in and iterate and then trying to clean that up. It's like, I don't think anybody wants to do that. So like, I think when you have a proper solution and that it's well thought out and comprehensive, people are more than happy to adopt it.
A good chunk of what we try to do at Sierra as such a small design team is to empower others to, whether that's prototype or even just flat out build an entire feature to the best quality. That's kind of the approach we've sort of started to take, where it's like, let's just focus on a little bit more design systems thinking and like creating very polished, beautiful Lego pieces that are real, that are like actually built, that then folks can use. And then now we've all kind of up-leveled together.
So I think a lot of it is like this loop that we're trying to figure out of like how to best serve the engineering team, as well as like get the standard and consistency up.